Namaste everyone. We'll soon begin with this bondage and freedom. So let's offer our humble prayers to dear Master. Prepare ourselves. Okay. I'll go for the benefit of feeling the continuity of this reading. I'll go back few lines. Daaji talks that people who have been caught in the chains of bondage are so worried that they are unable to understand reality. All these bondages are not real. All of them are artificial, illusory, and pertaining to thought and frictions. Thoughts and fictitious. This chain goes far beyond, so much that it exists in the other world after death. So we carry forward all these impressions of our bondages. Bondages formed out of our association, out of our identification with those traditions, dogmas, beliefs. I think Lalaji further explains how this affects us. If one can understand this bondage, and after enjoying pleasures and suffering miseries, feels aversion towards them or mentally refrain from them, you will find many a person free in this world in the same way as they are bound. Such people begin to persuade and pacify as soon as desires are born. They are called the wise persons of high approach. See, the person who has experienced all kinds of miseries, pleasures, etc., and eventually feels that yes, these are all bondages, he develops a kind of aversion. Okay. Though according to Babuji Maharaj, such aversion is not healthy, but nevertheless, according to Lalaji Maharaj, these are wise people that identifying oneself with all those pleasures and pains warns you against indulgence, and thus you become wiser. They free other persons in bondage by proper means and instructions. Their existence is a matter of fortune. They are called mumukshu, or desirous of emancipation, and are highly qualified and the most fit. But those devotees of God who love bondage are very obstinate and stubborn. They do not want to break bondage, but only to save themselves from miseries. Such is their fitness. The doctors of the diseases are generally propagators of religions, who treat one illusion with another illusion and gradually free many, I would say, if at all. The third category of people is even worse than this. They know full well that customs, manners, and particular traditions are the worst bondage, but they are enemies of all reforms. Those who free them are somewhat harsh by nature. They take work with strictness and topple down the faith and beliefs of the disciples. They dig out the roots of illusory ideas with cruelty and oppression. They are good at heart, but when they see no other means, They are compelled to take work with strictness and force. There are many religions that you are familiar with that such heads of the religion they impose certain levels of strictness, discipline. Either you do this way or you'll be punished. Anyway, these kinds of reforms are not welcome. I mean, how can they free you? Lalaji says if one illusion is treated with another illusion. That doesn't help us at all. There is a fourth type of person who frees others. They are called saints and are found in almost all religions and sects. They are the most sympathetic and kindest, and very good at heart. They become a friend, a philosopher, and guide, and awaken the disciples. They do not adopt the method of threatening, refuting, or beating up. They reveal reality by safe and peaceful means. They strengthen the chain of their satsang and give the benefit of their satsang to those who are caught in illusion. Without aversion towards religion or tradition, they explain to the aspirants according to their bent of mind, but give them their own color and make the aspirants like themselves. So you all familiar with these kinds. These are different kinds of liberators. The patient, however, is certainly fit for some kind of treatment or the other. Now, the fact remains that some patients act according to the advice of the doctor and take medicine, remaining on a strict diet, and they regain their health in a short time. Some invite disease due to their ignorance, some do not adhere to the diet, and some do not care for doctor's advice. That is why the remedies of doctors differ. Amongst patients, they are the best who have faith in the doctor, who delight in taking medicine, and who are willing to remain on a strict diet. Such patients recover their health easily and in a very short time. So, this is applicable to any spiritual practice as well. There's a practice component to it. With what level of faith do we practice? Kinds of attitude. Is it experimental? Is it just for the sake of satisfying someone? You close your eyes and meditate. Is it for a particular lower goal? Is my lifestyle in consonance with the practice or the goal? All these can determine our success on a spiritual path. The second type of patients hears the advice of the doctor but seldom keeps up with the diet. Their doctor explains to them, coaxes them, and gradually brings them to normal health by slow and average treatment. The third type of patient wants to be cured but is very bad at the regimen. They dislike bitter medicine and at times they look upon their doctor with contempt. And we have many abhyasis like that. Many. Very rarely one finds a top level abhyasi who is practicing with the right attitudes, adopting lifestyle that fits their noble goal. You can see them flourishing. There are many who think that they are flourishing, continuously keeps criticizing this or that in their family life, acting holier than thou. There are many abhyasis, I would say fortunately or unfortunately. It makes me wonder, why did Chariji take me around? After he declared his successor, He took him around from city to city, country to country, introducing. And still, I do find letters from Abhyasis questioning. One has to laugh at it, one can pray for it. And these are, I don't know what you call them, perhaps the fourth category of patient. Doesn't matter who says them. Even during his lifetime, they were not able to accept. For whatever reason. And now quoting the master, they are not able to accept this one. Their constant analysis, the mind remains so busy. If one riddle is solved, they create another one. From one illusion to another illusion. This is how, despite of having great practice, despite of having great medicine, as they say, doctors fail because the patient is not cooperating. The third type of patient wants to be cured but is very bad at the regimen. They dislike bitter medicine and at times they look upon the doctor with contempt. For them, nature sends a hard-hearted physician who sits on their chest and makes them swallow medicine by force. The physician never listens to the words of the patients and treats them with utmost cruelty, strictness, and compulsion. They never care for the sentiments of their patients. The fourth type of physician is the saint who becomes a friend and a sympathizer of the patients and treats the disease according to convenience. They bring the patient under their control through love, however stubborn they may be, and restore their health. The qualification for treatment of patient is the condition at each and every stage. So, this chapter 16 that we have just finished, where Daaji starts with a poem. It's on bondage and how to attain freedom. And in short, if we can say, by understanding the comparison of a doctor and a patient, the idea of moving from bondage to freedom is simply put in one word: obedience. Namaste. Thank you.